Question number 9, there are 4 numbers. So there's a first number, second number, third, and fourth number. The first is 20 less than the second. So we're going to call the second x because we're comparing the first one to the second one. So the first number is 20 less than the second. So you're going to go x, take away 20. The third is 1 more. So that means 1 plus 2 times, twice the first number. So twice the first number would be 2 times x minus 20. The fourth is 4 more than the second. So x plus 4, 4 more than the second. Or you can write it as 4 plus x. That means the same thing. Okay, so they're telling us that the sum of the first and second number is equal to the sum of the third and fourth number. So x minus 20, when added with x, so those are the first 2 numbers, that will equal the same thing as the third and the fourth number added together. Okay, so you're adding the third and the fourth number on the other side. So those 2 sides should be equal to each other. So we're going to combine like terms. X and x will combine to give us 2x, and we have this minus 20 equals. Next, we're going to distribute this 2 into the brackets. So we're going to have 1 plus 2x minus 40 plus 4 plus x. On the right side, we're going to combine like terms. So these guys are all alike. And then what you should notice, guys, is that whenever you have the exact same numbers on either side of the equal sign, they will cancel each other off. So if you have 2x on the left, 2x on the right, they cancel each other off, so you can ignore them. So we have now negative 20 equals. In your calculator, you're going to put 1 minus 40 plus 4 in your calculator, and you'll get negative 35 plus x. Next, we want to bring that negative 35 to the other side by adding 35. So we're going to add 35 on both sides. Those cross each other off. That means that x equals, we're going to put negative 20 in our calculator, plus 35, and you should get positive 15. So we now know that x equals 15. That means if you take and put in your calculator 15 minus 20, because x is 15, you should get negative 5. Okay, so those are our answers so far that we're getting here. So we have our second number is 15, our first number is negative 5. Over here, you're going to go 1 plus 2 times 15 minus 20 in your calculator. So I'm going to put that exactly how I see it in my calculator. 1 plus 2 bracket 15, take away 20, close my bracket, and that should equal, if you're doing it properly, negative 9. Okay, so that's equal to negative 9. And finally, 4 plus x. So that's the same as saying 4 plus 15. So that's equal to 19. So how you know you did this properly is that if you add 15 and negative 5, the first 2 numbers, it should equal the same thing as adding negative 9 plus 19 together, which they do. So that's our confirmation. So we just found the numbers. Number 10, if the 2 sides of an isosceles triangle is where the 2 sides are equal. So it says if the 2 sides of an isosceles triangle are each 5 times as long as the base. So we don't know the base. Base will be represented by x. So, but we do know that the sides are going to be 5 times as long. So 5x on one side and 5x on the other side, because an isosceles triangle will always have these 2 sides being equal to each other. What they're saying is that the perimeter of the shape is 253. Perimeter represents adding up all the sides together, which means that 5x plus 5x plus x equals 253. Now we're going to add up all the terms that are alike, which would be the 5, and the 1 in front of x. So 5 plus 1 is 11x. So that's equal to 253. Next, to get x by itself, we have to divide both sides by 11. So you're going to go 253 divided by 11, and you'll get that x is 23. So we now note that the base is equal to 23, and that would be in meters. Next, we know that 5 times that x will give us our side length. So in our calculator, we'll go 5 times 23 in our calculator. So 5 times 23 equals 115 meters. So we know that this side is 115 meters, and this side, because it's isosceles, is also 115 meters. So if you add those all together, 115 plus 115 plus our bottom 23, it should give us 253. So that's how we know we did it properly. So our side lengths are 115 meters, 115 meters, and 23 meters. Okay, so that's our isosceles triangle where two sides are equal. Our last example that we're going to do is number 11. Two angles of a triangle are congruent. So that means that the angles are equal. So they're saying here we have a triangle and we have these two guys being equal to each other. So it's an isosceles triangle. The third is twice as large as either of the other two. So we don't know what these two are, so we're going to call them x's, x and x. The third is twice as large, so 2 times x, because it's saying as large as either of the two sides. So any of the two sides is twice as large as that. What is the measure of each angle? In a triangle, all angles should always add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to add all the angles up together. So x plus 2x equals 180. There's a 1, even if you don't see it in front of the x's. So we're going to add up 1 plus 1 plus 2, which will equal 4x on the left. 180 still on the right. Next, we're going to divide both sides by 4 to get x by itself. So 180 divided by 4 gives me 45. Okay, and since these are angles, we're going to use that degree symbol. So we know that the two same sides are 45 degrees. So we know that this is 45 degrees and this is 45 degrees. 2 times 45 degrees is the top one, which is 90. So if you put 2 times 45 in your calculator, you're going to get that the top angle is 90 degrees. So the measures of each angle is 45 degrees, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees. So those are our answers. Okay, so what you want to do right now is make sure your notes are fully filled in for lesson 3.7. You're going to complete number 9, 11, 15, 20, and 24. So these are just ones to practice, okay? So and then you can ask me questions if you're not sure how to do them. 9, 11, 15, 20, and 24. Okay, so please make sure you practice that. Watch the video carefully. Make sure you have fully your notes taken in, all your notes covered. And I will hopefully talk to you guys